I did very dumb things as a child. Started a fire in the bathroom apartment. I started an indoor fire as well too. We lit the carpet on fire. Oh my god, both of us got our shit punched in for that, and we deserved it too, because it's like we could have like killed people. We could have killed our family. Like setting the carpet on fire, that was like not a good idea. Kids just want to have fun. It wasn't for fun. We were experimenting. Ruining an apartment window screens. I've done that by cutting it open with a knife. I my brother and I got onto like the roof through the screen window by popping it out, and it destroyed the screen. And then because we were chasing after a cat, I'm not proud of this because I do think like as an adult, it's just leave animals alone. Like don't mess with them. But kids are dumb, right? And it was just like, oh, I want to catch the cat. If I catch it, it's mine, right? We wanted to like pet the cat. We wanted to like that's my cat. So we got onto the roof to chase the cat, and the cat jumped onto the neighbor's roof. And my brother jumped after it, and he fell through the roof because that roof was like not it's not like a house. It's like what was it? It was something. It was like not it was like an annex, right? It wasn't like the roof that and he fell through. And there was like a hole shaped like my brother when he fell through. And I remember I was on the roof and I started screaming, oh, I need to make up a name for him. Jimmy. All right. Jimmy's dead. Jimmy's dead. I was like screaming on the roof, like Jimmy's dead, right? This was actually wasn't like my parents' house. We were in the countryside hanging out with like my grand aunt. It wasn't my grandparents. It was like my grandparents' sister or something like that, right? And she was looking out after us for the summer. And I was like screaming that at the top of my lungs, like on the roof of her house. And then I remember she ran out. She ran out and she was like, what? This is the only time this is the only time that I heard my grand aunt curse because she's very much like a sweet old lady, right? Could you imagine like the sweetest grandmother you could imagine, and then imagine her saying like fuck, right? It was like the only time, yeah, Jimmy Noir, right? The guy with the cowboy hat. My grand aunt came out and she said, "What the fuck happened?" I remember like I was like, "Wow, she can curse, right?" And then I was like, "Oh, Jimmy's dead. He fell through the roof on the neighbor." And then I saw my grand aunt like sprint down the lane because you couldn't just like hop the fence. Like she's like it was like a big like cinder block. Like, she sprinted down the lane, and she's like an Olympic runner. And then like she rounded the corner, and I was like on the roof so I could see her. And then she sprinted back down like to the neighbors, like through the neighbor's courtyard. Right? She was so freaking fast. Like I've never seen anyone run that fast, let alone like a 70-year-old lady. And then she's like banging on the neighbor's door and she's like ah! And then like I couldn't hear that. And then like they went into like the annex, the alcove, whatever it's called, and they got my brother out. My brother was fine. Like he fell onto something soft and he didn't like he wasn't even injured at all. I remember he wasn't even injured. He's just kind of like ruffled up, but like he didn't get hurt at all. And I remember my grand aunt like got us both in the courtyard and she like sat us down on the steps and she's like, from now on, unless there's a fucking body, don't you ever say that like one of you is dead ever again. Unless you see a body, don't you ever say that ever again. Ever, right? And then she got she got on one knee and she started like praying like that football player that everybody was roasting. She got on like one knee and she started praying. So she said fuck twice, and it was the funniest thing ever. She was so bad. Yeah, she Tim Tebow. Oh my god. Could you imagine being a 70-year-old woman, like taking care of two idiot children? Oh my god, I feel so bad. We were just like terrible. We were just really bad. We were just the worst. What else did we do that was like stupid as hell? Did your parents find out? No, I don't think they ever commented on it. Like I forgot about it. Like it fell out of my mind. Like it didn't occur to me until I was in college. Like what a stupid thing I did. Like if I was like if I was like a granduncle, if I was like if I was a granduncle and I was taking care of like kids for the summer and they did that, I wouldn't I wouldn't punish them, but I would probably like call their parents, who would be like my nephews and nieces or whatever, and just be like, yeah, take them. Like I can't take care of them for like the rest of the summer. Like just take them back. Like I'll pay for the airplane ticket. Like I just can't. I would send them back home. But that grand aunt like did not send us back home. Like we continued like doing stuff. We did a lot of stupid things. that was not that was probably the most infuriating thing that we did to her, but that's not the end of the stupid things we did that summer. We did a lot of really stupid things. Incredibly stupid things. Man, that's really demoralizing. Return to sender. Well, I could tell you the other stupid things that we've done, but they're not good stories. They're just stupid things that we did, right? You don't like there's no because the story about like me saying that my brother died because he jumped onto the neighbor's roof and fell through, that's a good story. I think that's like objectively like a really funny story. But the other stuff is not funny. It's just stupid things that we did that were probably just like really infuriating. How about the time that like we were exploring? It's like in the countryside. We were exploring like a muddy field, and both of us like jumped into a muddy field, and we lost our shoes. Our expensive like Nike shoes that like our parents got us. They're like brand new, like $100 Nike shoes. We jumped into a muddy field and then we pulled our feet out and like the suction like and then we came home like our hands and our feet were just covered in mud because we were trying to find our shoes but we couldn't. And then like I remember my aunt was just like, "What happened?" She's like, "We lost our shoes in like the field over there." It's like, "Oh my fucking okay. All right, let's just go get you new shoes. All right." And then she took us into like the little like city and then not city, like a little like local town and then just got us like new shoes, right? Yeah, we lost our Nikes in like a muddy field. What else? One time, one time she gave one time she gave us like money to go into town and then like buy candy or whatever because she's like old, so she's like, "Oh yeah, here's like money, go into town and get like candy or something," right? And then we immediately tried to get BB guns, but they wouldn't sell it to us unless we got like a parental guardian to like sign off. I was like, "Sorry kids, I can't sell you these BB guns unless like a parent comes in," right? So we were like, "Ah, dang it, what do we do?" And then we were looking around. And then there was like a local like butcher shop, like a meat shop, right? Not a supermarket, but like a butcher shop, kind of like a right. And they had live fish, right? They had like live fish there. And then we bought back like a live fish, like to keep as a pet, right? We brought back like a really big live fish. And she's like, "What? Why did you bring this back?" Right? And we were just like, "Oh, it's our pet now." And it's like, "No, we're gonna eat this." And then we both started crying. Like both my brother and I started crying because like my grand aunt was just like, "No, we're gonna eat this tonight," right? And then she's like, "Oh my fucking god." Okay. And then she had to go like really far because the local like town that she lived in didn't have it. She had to go really far and buy a tank, like a glass tank big enough to hold this like giant eating fish, right? And then she came back with it, and then like we had the fish for the rest of it. And I guarantee you, as soon as we left after the summer ended, she ate that fish. She definitely ate it, but like 100% ate it after you left.